Coming up on District-Wide Update, Lincoln Elementary hosts a Leadership Day, led entirely by students. Then one of our teachers gets named Teacher of the Year. And finally, there's a little baking going on over at Eisenhower, but it isn't in a cooking class. Learn about all that and so much more right now on District-Wide Update. Hello and welcome back to this edition of District-Wide Update. Well, the school year is starting to wind down, but we still have some great things happening before the end of the year. I think you'll want to stick around to find out, so let's get started. Well, the school board held its monthly meeting Monday, May 13th, and in case you missed it, here's a quick recap. Superintendent Stan Reingens started the meeting by recognizing May as School Board Recognition Month and thanked the board members for their service. Public hearings were held awarding the construction contract for the Washington Middle School Multi-Purpose Room addition to Ports and Construction in the amount of $1,192,000, as well as the construction contract for the Senior High School Small Gym Floor project in the amount of $129,000, plus asbestos removal for a total project cost of $163,000. The board took action on a number of items from the Facilities Support Services Committee, including a purchase order to Novak Design Group to conduct an indoor aquatic feasibility study jointly with the City of Dubuque. In new business, the board took the next step in issuance of $10 million in school infrastructure sales, services, and use tax revenue bonds Series 2013. Now remember, you can always catch the latest school board meeting in its entirety. Check out our website at www.dbqschools.org or stick with us here on Channel 16 and 97.6 for daily replays. While we here in the district take every day as an opportunity to build and strengthen our students, schools, and our community, this month Lincoln Elementary School highlighted how it's doing just that with this year's Leadership Day. As you can see, the kids, well, they ran the show, preparing speeches, serving as ambassadors, and even directing guests as tour guides. These students created a day for the community to come and observe how Lincoln has provided an environment where they can think as a leader. The Leadership Day is part of Lincoln's role as a Leader in Me school. Lincoln has committed to integrating leadership development of both students and staff throughout daily curriculum and activities. This Leadership Day is just one display of that.
They fulfilled all the important roles of the day. They took a great deal of pleasure and pride in doing that, and it's days like this that we'd like to be more the norm and less the exception, so that students really feel proud of their school, proud of their part in making this a great school to be at, and really believing that great happens here.
How do you build leadership? Well, it starts with creating habits, ones that will last and lead our students to see and achieve success.
The habits invite our students to not only think about how they treat others, but also about being responsible for one's learning, being proactive, coming to school prepared, being in charge of yourself, beginning with the end in mind, deciding that if I want to do well on this assessment, then these are the 1, 2, 3 things I need to do in advance to achieve that outcome.
Engaging the school in these activities is part of a process that will develop a sustainable culture where students are encouraged to lead, set goals, and influence the world around them.
Already today, I think some students heard their voice for the first time, or realized how much they liked being in a leadership role or in the spotlight when they were performing. It's really all about teaching kids while they're young some of the behaviors that will be very useful to them later on to be contributing members of our society, to be good citizens.
Wow, it's pretty impressive knowing that a group of elementary kids pulled off such a great display of achievement. Just imagine what they'll do when they're seniors in high school. The Hempstead Show Choir is dancing their way into schools to present their show on anti-bullying. Check it out. The Penn Avenue Singers travel around both the middle school and elementary schools performing their show. The students wrote the script, picked the music, and choreographed it all themselves.
There's so much pressure for girls and for guys to, be thin and just, they can't be themselves. And especially in middle school, there's such a problem with that. And especially to come from high schoolers, to come here and say, it's okay, you can be yourself, and it doesn't matter what other people say. And I think that is just so important. as a middle schooler, yeah, to know that.
The group teaches kids the importance of being yourself and not worrying about what others may think of you.
We sing true colors, show your true colors. I mean, at the end of the day, when you go home, you have to be yourself, because if you're not yourself, then that will make you more unhappy, and we're just showing them that you can dance and sing and it's cool.
The show was a big hit at Washington Middle School. The students were up out of their seats, dancing, singing along, and clapping. It was pretty fun to watch. Well, the first graders at Bryan Elementary have been studying families. They've worked really hard to understand the concept of the word, and I think you'll be amazed at what their hard work has produced. Check it out. Family members joined the students in Bryant Gym to watch their program called This Is My Story. The students sang songs and read poems. It's the final presentation to their learning expedition unit about families.
We have been learning about how families are special, how they are all unique and have their own customs and traditions. We've learned that families have needs and wants. And one of the things that we addressed to our students was, how could we reach out to the community with this idea?
So they went to Opening Doors, a shelter that helps homeless women and children have a place to sleep at night. The students started fundraising for A Bed of Hope. They created 15 beds to be placed in all the classrooms, and over a 3-week period of time collected donations for the organization.
Well, we here at Bryant were so very fortunate with the generosity that we raised enough for 100 beds. So we had $1,000, which was pretty exciting. So we are pretty happy that we can provide a home for a child or a woman or a family who may not have a home in the community.
The students were just blown away. They could not believe how our community came together, our Bryant community came together to support our city community. So it was just a really great organization and a service project that I think was very meaningful and purposeful.
Along with the fundraising, the students made family portraits as well as a special Mother's Day book. They were very excited to show their families after the presentation.
I believe they've taken away an awareness that families are unique and special. I think they've also taken away the ability to think beyond themselves, to think about others in need, and to reach out into the community and make that connection about life is more than just being here at school, learning in the classroom. It's also about being of service to the community.
The younger you start off, the more that they're gonna learn about it, and hopefully they'll grow up continuing to want to provide service and do things for our community to make it a great place to live.
It's pretty cool to see students so passionate about serving others at such a young age. It was clear that they were very proud of what they had accomplished. The district careers and technical education and science departments joined forces at Hempstead to introduce students to new things by offering a hands-on welding lesson. Students from the AP physics classes were invited to spend the morning welding, cutting metal with a torch, using a computer-guided laser to cut vinyl, and using a computerized architectural design program to design a house. For many students, this was their first experience going beyond the theory of engineering practice. The hope is to expand these kinds of opportunities in the future for both departments. The all-new Dalzell Field was packed with both runners and spectators for this year's elementary track meet on Tuesday, May 7th, and boy was it a beautiful day for it. Co-sponsored by the Dubuque Community School District and the City of Dubuque, over 480 students participated in a variety of track and field events, including the softball throw, frisbee toss, and long jump. They also got their feet flying in the 50-meter dash, 75-meter dash, 400-meter dash, and the 4x100-meter relay. Special thanks to District Athletic Director Amy Hawkins, as well as teachers Chad Hamilton from Bryan Elementary and Jesse Freiberger from Sageville Elementary for their leading role in organizing the event. The elementary track meet is such a great event every year. Congratulations to the students who participated, and now that the meet is over, we hope you have fun sprinting to the end of the school year. Every year, one Dubuque teacher is recognized for outstanding work in our school district and named Teacher of the Year. For this month's Staff Spotlight, we decided to highlight the recipient of that award. There were 10 finalists, and the award goes to
The expert.
Donna Schmidt. She's a teacher at Carver Elementary and wears many hats. She's the technology coach and works with the gifted and talented students.
My parents kind of inspired me to teach. I grew up with 6 sisters and 2 brothers, and was learning a lot of lessons from them as I was growing up, but always liked to play teacher at home, so I think I was kind of torturing my youngest sister by doing so, but I think early on it was something I knew I wanted to do.
I want you to give me...
She's taught all levels in the district in many different subjects, including 8th grade math, high school math, computer programming, and now she's at Carver with the elementary students. She loves many things about teaching, but what's her favorite part?
Oh, it's the kids. It's a fun job. I mean, it's new every day, and it's just a fun job. So I don't know how else to explain it. I picked a good one. I picked one where I get to be with kids all the time, and it's just so rewarding to teach. It is.
And her love for her students is just one of her good qualities as a teacher.
Donna's got a way about her. She's obviously very caring, but she also has a way of teaching that engages them, makes it fun. Donna's just a good representation of the teachers, I think, at the whole district, and then those at Carver also.
And even though she won the award, she feels she's not the only one who deserves it.
There's several teachers that are deserving of the award, and I know the title says to pick one, but it really should be like the team award, where there's several that are getting the distinction because there are so many great teachers, and so to be on the stage and be the highlighted one, it's really not fair to all the others because there are many other great teachers.
The students were so excited for her that they all joined together in the common area to sing her a song and give her hugs of congratulations.
I don't think you would go wrong with the career choice in teaching. You can see it, how rewarding it is when you watch a child open up and share their knowledge with you. It's just a great profession. I can say wherever I've been teaching, it's just been a joy, and it's because of the students. The students make learning fun, and I love learning with them.
Congratulations on the award, Donna. It was obviously well-deserved, and I think it's safe to say that we're all proud to have you as part of our school district. Well, there were some pretty sweet projects taking place in Eisenhower's art room. Be prepared for your mouth to start watering. The kids are making cupcakes, but they're not exactly edible.
Well, it started with my grandma's coconut cream pie. My grandma grew up on a farm, as did her parents, and she never made a cake from a box or any other kind of delectable, wonderful thing. And so I grew up loving my grandma's sweet treats. And I got to thinking about how interesting it would be to create something that looked just exactly like a cupcake or a pie or a donut. And that's what sort of got everything started.
These little student bakers created everything from scratch, starting with the clay that forms the bottom of the cupcake to the frosting that tops them. They even ordered fake fruit from Hong Kong to make the treats look as realistic as possible. But don't let them fool you. They wouldn't be very tasty if you tried to eat them.
It's turned out great. It's amazing. The kids love it. People walk down the hall, they see the cupcakes, and they want to eat them.
After the finishing touches were applied, the sprinkles and the cherry on top, of course, the cupcakes were packaged up neatly and ready to use as the perfect Mother's Day gift.
What other better thing to give your mother than a sweet treat on Mother's Day? On the very inside, it's like a little time capsule. And they had to write what their sweetest memory was, and that gets stored on the inside of the cupcake. And then it's packaged. The tag says how sweet it is to be loved by you. What mother would not love that?
And even though it is a lot of fun, there's more to the project than just creating a delicious-looking treat.
They learn to think outside the box, to use, non-traditional art materials in an artful way. And, it's really interesting to see how they all, at the end, came together in sort of a group, too, to celebrate their unique individual creations.
And as a reward for their hard work, Mrs. Gruen Farnham baked 240 real cupcakes for the students to enjoy. Isn't it amazing how real those cupcakes looked? I wouldn't blame someone for trying to take a bite out of one. The Grand River Center was packed with nearly 5,000 visitors on April 20th for the Northeast Iowa STEM Festival. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics, and was organized to expand student interest and opportunities for growth in STEM fields. All 3 local colleges were there, as well as UNI and the University of Iowa, with presentation and activity tables. The event was sponsored by the Governor's STEM Advisory Council and planned by many local organizations, including the Dubuque Community School District. Well, now you're all up to date. And just so you know, we'll be taking a break for the summer, but we'll have one last update in June before we come back in September. So if you have anything going on in your schools that you think we should know about, please send us an email at tellyourstory@dbqschools.org. It's your last chance for this year. And for more coverage on our school district, you can always check out our website, www.dbqschools.org. Until next time, thanks for joining us.